Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Welcome to another half hour of information to help you make the most of your time, to make an impact, make you think, and to keep up with what's happening around Greater Augusta. Today, we're talking about art in several different forms. Visual arts, like you see here, and I'll tell you about them in just a minute. Creative arts like music and dance, and the active forms a summer camp uses to teach children. And the art of medicine and healing, where someone is skilled at doing a specified thing acquired through practice, and in our case today, saving the life of an Augusta woman who nearly died in a horrific accident in Portugal in May. Why is art important? The dictionary says for its beauty and emotional power. The magazine Philosophy Now posed the question, and readers sent in various answers, an expression of thoughts, emotions, intuitions, and desires, which for many is an extension of personality. Communication of intimate concepts that cannot be faithfully portrayed by words alone. And anything that evokes an emotional response. These pieces of art do that for me because they remind me of the people and places that have impacted my life. For instance, this is from Artist Row here in Augusta. It's a plate that my husband saw me looking at. He went back and got it and surprised me with it for our anniversary one year. This is from a gallery in Boise where I love to visit because my brother lives there. A wonderful piece that my daughter made, which reminds me of Venice, and she gave it to me after a trip we took to Italy. Another artist in my family, my daughter Sky, with her interpretation of Effie from the Hunger Games. You see art back there from Billy S. and from Charlene. And then this, which is so special, from an artist in a Chattanooga gallery named Helen Brooks, who was a close friend and really a second mother to my husband. My friend and extremely talented designer, Michael Siewert, has a lot to say about art. Welcome back, everyone. So today we are talking about art. And you know, art is the sort of thing that is important, in my opinion, because it makes your home your own. And someone who's here to talk about that with us knows all about making his home individual, and he can do the same for yours. Michael Siewert from Signature Home.
Always fun, Jenny.
Oh, so good to see you.
I tried to bring some fun in here today because I love to have fun with art.
Yeah.
I love when people leave your home, my home, I love for them to say, wow, that was different. Whether they like it or not, it's different. They're not going to forget it.
Exactly.
But it speaks of me and who I am.
Mm-hmm. And there's an authenticity to that.
Absolutely.
You know, when people come into your home and they're like, God, this is just so you,
yeah,
then that's great.
I think
when
so
your
too.
home is an expression of who you are.
Absolutely. And as a designer, that's what we try to achieve with every client. We want it different, but we want it to speak who they are. I love dimensional art, and again, I love whimsy. This crocodile or alligator, I'm not sure what he is, he can sit on a table, as he was, but he has brackets on the back of him, so he couldn't hang on the wall and climb up a wall. Would be great in a boys' room. Really,
there's something that you do not see every day, an alligator climbing up the wall.
No, and again, everybody's going to talk about that. Or a snail. He can be on a book on a table, or he could be climbing up the wall. You could do a series of snails climbing up the wall.
And you can just put some pop right where you need it.
Absolutely,
with something like this. And this is really misleading. Both of these pieces look like they would be so heavy.
Right, they're a resin,
they're
I
not.
guess.
Yeah.
These little guys are fun. They are little fish, and they have screws on the back, so you can screw them into the wall.
Check that out.
You could do a series of 10 or 12 of these going up the wall. In a powder room, it would be super cool. So
absolutely,
really
that
like
is really neat.
In my house, I have, believe it or not, these are meant to hang on the wall, but I have these sitting flat on my dining room table because usually we have dinnerware on the table, but if you go to use it, you have to wash it because it's dusty and you have to clean things up. These are easy to collect off the table if you're going to serve, but they add a lot of personality to a dining room table.
That's so cute. And so when you have people over, they could decide if they want to replace the squirrel or if they want to
yeah, that might look like your aunt and she wants to be the dog with the hat. I don't know. Dimensional art again. I love this guy could hang vertically or horizontally. Right. I like this.
Love that. And you also said something to me earlier about this, that you can use this along with some framed pieces. I like that because I like the contrast of a right angle and then something like this.
Absolutely, because you have all of these squares or rectangle framed items, and then you have something a little more fluid. This is another nice piece, a modern piece. The metallics are great, silver and golds. We're doing a lot of gray walls these days. This would look fantastic on a gray wall.
I absolutely think this is beautiful. When you use something like this, I mean, it makes a statement.
It does make a statement. I've recently used a series of 3 of these. They were all a little differently styled, going up a staircase. So there was a lot of movement going up the staircase.
gorgeous. And like you said, you can hang it this way or...
You can hang it a variety of ways, absolutely, yeah.
Right. Wow, that's really stunning,
super cool.
Michael.
This one here comes in a series. I think I brought the prettiest one, but they have this flower in the middle of glass, and it's framed in gold. But how perfect is this? Your wall color is going to come through the glass. So it's almost like these flowers are floating on the wall within a frame.
Beautiful.
So it's really super. It comes in a series of 6.
Yes.
So you have a variety of flowers that are nice.
Love that.
These are a group of shadow boxes. Again, we have the metallic golds. And this is a series of 6 as well. I brought 2 in today.
So metallics are really, really in.
They are in, and I love the gold. You know, we're doing so many gray walls, and the gold really pops, and it looks super on a gray wall.
Nice.
But these are nice. Maybe a more feminine room, maybe a bedroom, but the floral is super nice. Okay, one more metallic. I didn't realize I was bringing so many metallics. I guess you can see what I like, but look at this fantastic feather.
Fantastic. Oh,
Isn't that great?
beautiful.
But it's shadow boxed in there again. And it makes a statement. It's a fun, interesting art piece. And I think everyone's probably been looking at the ostriches here.
the ostriches are just gorgeous.
One thing I love about a canvas, they're lightweight. So let's say in your laundry room you have an electrical panel box, but you don't want to see it. You could house this over it, and when you need to get to it, it's easy to take off, and then you can hang back up. So I love something whimsical in a laundry room is super nice.
So fun. So
I really like that.
That is great.
So we also have, for artwork, what about wallpaper murals? We don't think of that very often, and the one that's on the cover of this book, it's about 10 foot wide and 9 foot tall, but it makes a statement on a wall too. And it's an art piece, fills the wall. You don't have a framed piece of art, but just trying to think outside the box a little bit as far as art on a wall.
Now what are you saying again about this?
This is a mural.
Okay.
And I can show you here. There is a portion of the mural. You can see how large the floral gets. There's the murals there. They come in a variety of colorways.
Beautiful.
I did a landing and a staircase for a client. She asked me for a piece of art, and I thought we could do something different up there. So this was a great choice.
Oh, I love that.
And it looks fantastic.
Very nice, and different textures, huh?
Yes. And then of course wallpapers are great just to help fill a space and give a little texture to a wall.
Okay, so
but I'm really crazy about the murals.
And I could just stay here and keep looking and what's next?
Wallpaper's making a comeback. We're doing a lot of wallpapers. Not as much, not in all of the rooms that we used to, but love wallpapers. Well,
we love it when you come and share your expertise with us, Michael. A really nice thing to focus on today, and you know, summer looks, fall looks. You can dress up, dress down your house.
These canvases are easy to change out when you want to with the seasons. You could do, it's very popular these days, Christmas canvases. You could put Santa on the wall at Christmas.
Sure, love it. Thank you so much for being here.
Always a pleasure.
All righty, we'll be right back.